Hi Taurus, this is your monthly reading for the month of May for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Please keep in mind that this is a general reading and this will not resonate for every single Taurus out there. Alright you guys, let's get started. Let's see, what are my Tauruses up to for the month of May? So we have the Five of Cups, the Ace of Wands, the Seven of Coins, the Nine of Swords, the King of Swords, the Eight of Coins, the King of Coins, and the Strength card. So, Taurus, for the month of May, I'm kind of getting this energy that some of you guys may be upset about something that you cannot change. And you're trying to avoid something that's, I think, bugging you or nagging at you. And it feels like an emotional, like it almost irritates you. It frustrates you. Whatever this is. And I'm getting the sense that some of you guys are deciding to go forward in your own life. And I'm also getting that you're trying to focus on how to get better and how to step up in life. So some of you guys are trying to cut out like negative thoughts, negative thinking patterns. You're trying to work towards understanding where you're going and to put the work in there, to put the work towards where you're going to go. But something that seems to be kind of bothering my Tauruses is that it feels like you're not really improving, though. Because I think that you're having a slight struggle with putting in that effort because you still feel like it's like you're trying to go after something and do something, but you still have some kind of emotional attachment to something that goes with what you're trying to accomplish. So, for instance, maybe, like, let's just give an example because relationships are so easy to use as an example. You're dealing with somebody, or say for instance, you're dealing with somebody and this person hurts you. Say they cheated or something. When you put in a work and effort into a new relationship, you have now this fear of this person's going to cheat again. And so it kind of makes you self-sabotage, or it makes you stay kind of like you're not moving as fast or as leveling up as quickly as you want to, because it's almost like you're trying to forget about the other person, but the initial fear of being cheated on is still there. So I feel like whatever this Five of Cups is for you, whatever this emotional attachment is, whatever, like maybe if you've been rejected in the past or you've experienced something in your past here, Taurus, that is reflected upon this is what's causing you guys to maybe not see the results that you want or need. Something that I'm getting with the shadow here is with the Strength card, it's almost like you feel as though you have to be strong in order to get whatever this is that you want. It's almost like this need that it needs to be hard. Because you believe, like, you know, whatever this was in the past that you're emotionally attached to, I do believe caused you to feel like this is an unfair like this felt unfair. This has caused some of you to maybe even give up on certain dreams or on certain outcomes. This is, I think, affected your guys' self-esteem and the way that you view yourself and your accomplishments. Because then you get overwhelmed with all of these decisions or choices or pathways you can take. But it's only because there's a part of you that feels like you can't stay where you are. So you're trying to move forward. But at the same time, it's like you're caught in a crossroads. You're not seeing the right perspective. You're seeing two different things. And it's the way that you viewed the world. So I feel like some of you guys maybe have like a black and white thinking. You're not seeing the full circle. And that's what's keeping you from not manifesting your dreams. That's what's keeping you from not moving forward. Because even though you're leveling up and even though you're moving forward in life, you're still attached to something here that's leaving you guys. It's like whatever this is, it's like you're afraid to look at it. And again, it's something to do with your emotions. But it causes you a bunch of pain. It causes you uncomfortability. And it has something to do with a disappointment or something that you imagined that you would have, but then instead lost. And that's what's keeping you from growing what you really want. So I feel like there's something that you've had to mourn or grieve here, Taurus. So let's get some clarifiers to kind of see a little bit more of what's happening. But I feel like for some of you guys, you just need to go back to where this has happened. So if you've been rejected, when was the first time that you felt that way? You know, you need to kind of take some more time for yourself. Just to get your mind right. Because you're just trying to drop it. Because with that 9 of Swords, it almost feels like you're just kind of trying to force to not think a certain way, to not be anxious. It's like you're just trying not to think about whatever that 5 of Cups is for you. Because I feel like for a lot of you guys, you made what this 5 of Cups was, is I feel like you made a decision. Because we have that King of Swords here. You've made a decision about something that you deemed to be valuable, that you put the work and effort into. And you were dedicated to this, you were committed to this. And I feel like there are other people and other things and situations that were involved in this situation. Because I'm kind of also getting here too that this is something that had to do with your foundation here. Which is why you wanted to be more like, you wanted to have a solid foundation. You wanted this issue to be resolved. You didn't want the drama or the constant state of fighting. And you wanted to be able to work this out so that it's almost like it's almost as though you thought that you knew what you were investing into. there was almost like this sense of surety. Like, I am sure that this is a solid situation. I feel like maybe some of you guys went past your better judgment. Maybe you had second thoughts, but you did it anyway. Yeah, I feel like you were emotionally invested more than anything. And I think that's what led to this ultimate heartbreak. And I think that you also have lost a lot in this situation, which is why I feel like you're trying to focus on tangible things. It's like you're trying to focus on something you can see instead of the feelings that you have. Because there's a part of you that doesn't want to show that you have a vulnerability. It's almost like you're trying to camouflage your hurt or insecurity. Because I'm getting to that whatever this situation is for you, Taurus, I feel like it's like you are consciously trying to build up your self-esteem. But there's also this sense of, I don't really know. It just feels like this kind of two-dimensional way of thinking. You're not seeing all of the angles. You're not seeing the perspective of above. It's like you're just kind of seeing things as this is a line, this isn't. You know what I mean? Like, there's limitations in the way you think. Because you're emotionally wrapped up in whatever this is, and so you're not thinking as clearly as you could, but you're waiting on something, and that's the issue about it, is I feel like you're not actually entirely putting in the work, because I feel like you are putting in some work, but you're waiting on something in the meantime, so you're not really investing as much into that Eight of Coins as you could be if you weren't waiting so much. Because again, there's pain there. Some of you guys feel as though your security, your foundation, you almost feel like you're alone in this. Like, you have to be the one to pay the bills. You have to be the one to provide for yourself almost. It's like you are in this survival mode, Taurus. Like, you don't want to feel alone. You don't want to feel like it's all this burden and weight on your shoulders. And that's why I think you're so afraid to move forward as well, is because of what the responsibility and what might come of it. Because I keep sensing that there's a part of you that is hoping somebody else or something can come in and save you, or that a miracle, or it's just almost like you're hoping for some type of intervention and some kind of something to change your circumstances. But what I'm getting is, for a lot of my Tauruses, perhaps some of the reasons to why your circumstances is not evolving or not changing is because you're waiting for that external change to happen. But really, in reality, it's like you have to be the one to take in the steps. You need to be fully committed to what it is that you're trying to go for. And that's something that I'm getting. It's like you're putting in half of your energy into this thing that you are kind of committing to, whatever this could be. This could be like a career or a hobby or a job, a person, family members. I mean, it can be anything really, but whatever this is, I feel like you need to start deciding what kind of energy and where you should put your energy, because I feel like you're kind of going back and forth between different projects or different things. And I feel like for some of you maybe you're spreading yourself too thin, but I feel like you're just kind of running away from some type of emotional issue that I feel like somebody else could have triggered inside of you, or something that you've just been dealing with since childhood. And it feels like a very deep wound, like something you have experienced in childhood. But I feel like you're just waiting for somebody to rescue you, or you're just waiting for your break. You're waiting for a break, but that break never seems to come. And it's because really what you need to do is just stop what you're doing, take a couple of days for yourself, and really get down to the root problem of why you're feeling the way you're feeling instead of running from it. And that's kind of what I'm getting. It's like you need to kind of just face your fears. It's like you have to face the uncomfortability inside of yourself in order to feel more comfortable externally from self. We have emotional balance, stability, harmony, peace, and fluidity. See, yeah, like you needing to really balance out your emotions here. We have grounding, nature, presence, practicality, and stability. We have desires, goals, passion, craving, and fulfillment. We have pleasure, enjoyment, beauty, sensuality, and indulgence. And then, of course, at the bottom of the deck, we have dreams, and it's in the reverse here. We have messages, signs, symbols, and guidance. So some of you guys, maybe you're not remembering your dreams. I'm also just getting as well as you're not seeing the numbers, or you're not seeing certain signs. And I feel like for some of you guys, it's like you need to pay attention to that. One of the things that stuck out at me was these cards, 455. So I don't know if some of you have been seeing 455, but that is something that stuck out. But something that I'm really getting for my Tauruses is needing to balance out what you think is practical and what you think you desire. Because I feel like for some of you guys, you might think your desires are they're not practical. They're not something that you can have. You know, it's almost like a dream that you can never reach. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, maybe you don't really take the time to enjoy your food. Maybe you don't really take the time to enjoy, like, the scenery, the beauty, the fragrance of life. Like, I feel like some of you guys just are not enjoying yourselves. Like I said, I just feel like you are suffering. And I feel like you're just running on a hamster wheel of this pain that it's like it's like this never-ending cycle. Like you're burning yourself out by constantly working and constantly trying to run away from whatever needs to be emotionally balanced inside of you. And the only way to get more stability and to get more peace in your life, you're going to need to be more grounded, being more aware of what it is that you want. Because I feel like for a lot of my Tauruses, you are denying basic pleasures, basic needs, desires. It's like maybe you're putting some things off for yourself so that, and I'm getting as well, for some of you, you're sacrificing maybe joy and pleasure now, hoping that it's going to pay off in the future. But you need to still allow yourself to have fun and to still have joy while you're working or while you're doing certain things, but not holding yourself to that. I feel like you set standards for yourself and you're afraid to break those standards, or you're afraid to give yourself that time, because I feel like for some of you guys, it's like you're afraid you're going to just fall apart if you allow yourself to cry or you allow yourself to look at these emotions. I kind of get the sense that like your emotions are kind of like that, like a boogie monster, you know, something that you're afraid to look at, and it's like it's under the bed or in the closet, you know, and it's something that you just need to realize is just a figment of your imagination. It's like a shadow in the night. Just because it looks like a monster doesn't mean that it is. And I feel like for some of you guys, that's something that you really need to become more consciously aware of, is why is it that you're afraid to look at this particular issue? Why do you keep running away from it? Why do you use things to distract you? It's like you're constantly trying to it's like you're more in your mind than you are in your body. And I think that's why grounding is such a thing, is because you don't hear of, like, you hear of the mental body, but, you know, we also have that emotional body, and the emotional body is really tied to our physical body. And when we start to feel dis-ease, it's generally because we're ignoring some type of an emotional trigger that we never allowed it to pass. And so it's like things are getting gunked up. And I feel like for some of you guys, you've just been getting like neck pains, stiffness just in your joints. You just could be having fatigue, feeling tired. You just feel like you're drained. And I'm getting that it's just because you're not sure what goals you really need, what really makes you happy. And that's, I think, for the month of May, that's where my Tauruses really need to start focusing their time and their energy into, is what is it that I really want, and how can I really make a better decisions for myself? How can I get to where I want to go and do it in a way where I can, like, you know, working through your issues in order to go forth. It's like you just need to learn this lesson. You just need to allow yourself to grieve it, mourn it, and then move on, and not allow it to impact you anymore. Because I feel like whatever this is that you've been running away from, this is something that you've been running away from for a long time. So that's really what I'm getting here. So for the month of May, I feel like a lot of you guys, that's what your main issue is just starting to kind of come to grips in terms with these emotions are not going anywhere. I need to sit down and seriously deal with it and learn to allow it to leave and appreciate it and heal from it, so that it doesn't keep following me around, so that it doesn't impact me anymore. And I feel like a lot of it has a lot to do with not wanting to be selfish either, or not wanting to be seen as a bad guy, not wanting to be overly emotional. There's something there where it's blocking you guys from really truly being expressive and truly being more open to yourself and others. So I feel like once you clear that energy block, once you realize what is it that you really do want, and giving yourself the permission to grieve or mourn or work through any of these negative emotions that you're feeling, then it's really going to help you become a lot more happier in your daily life, and you're going to start to see more prosperity and more things start to come your way. So that's what I have for my Tauruses for the month of May. Hopefully this resonates for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great and wonderful day. Thanks. Bye.